Hello, 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 everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Let's Dig Deep, getting to the root of things. So, as you know, for the show, how it's gonna go. I know how the video is trying to show, but you're gonna get your glow on, and we're gonna go on so you can know who you belong to. There's nothing wrong with you. You know who you belong to. Now, today's title is Do You Still Obey God and Put Pride to the Side when you want to hide? Do you still, this is when it get real, do you still obey God and put pride to the side when you want to hide? You know, Jonah tried to hide and deny God. But I'm going to give you two examples that will help you because we all know how it goes. When we're on this long road, we have this glow, and we try to go with the flow of God, and we have made that decision to decide that we're not going to hide, but we're going to truly follow God. That's when all hell breaks loose. I am a living proof that no matter what hell you go through, God has you. Period. So they can't stop you. They can plot against you. They can do whatever they think that they need to do um, to you, whatever. Whatever seems clever to them. But long as you continue to follow him and you don't care about them, you're okay. Because you are truly obeying the Almighty and you're truly doing it His way, no matter what they say, no matter what it looks like, because faith is beyond the cover. It's beyond what it may seem like. What do you do when what God showed you and told you doesn't look the same? He told you all of this this is where he's bringing you, this is what it is and what it's gonna be. Honey, you like, yes, I'm set free. It's about to be wonderful, awesome. And it is. And it is. And the more awesome it's gonna be, the more we have to go through. Because we have to show and grow through the things that God is about to bless us with. Now he's still gonna bless us. Honey, don't get that twisted. I know it may not look like what it's about to be like. It's about to be beyond anything you could have ever imagined, honey. God, He wants you to continue to have faith, even when things don't look okay. He wants you to continue to have faith and obey. As you can see, when the attacks come your way, as it is on today on this video. On this video, I expose the devil. I expose him, honey. I expose him because he knows how this video is about to go. And today is my daughter's birthday, but she knows that God comes before all. And she knows that God has blessed us and blessed her to see another day. And we must continue to obey and pray to the Almighty. But today is a blessed and happy day. It's my baby's birthday. So we have been celebrating all day. But again, my friend, we must trust God. We must put all pride to the side because people gonna be looking at you like you crazy. Like this person still, you believe God is real after all this stuff that you're going through, It's like, and he still is. I'm still here, I'm still breathing. So yes. I don't care what you suggest. Yes, he is real. So you need to chill because he is real and you don't want to deal with the real. So I'm going to give you a lesson out of the Bible because so many times people are like, that was back in the day. They don't have nothing to do with today. I don't care what anybody say. Well, none of that. We don't go through that. This is different and all this and that. Really? Let's see. Let's see how I can make it the same, because I went through a lot of the same things that Joseph went through, but it helps me. It helps me to see beyond my situation with no hesitation. It helps me to continue to believe. But I'm going to let you see. And then I'm going to let you see how it happened to me so you can believe because it really did happen. I mean, it really happened. It can be proven facts. It's facts. So, to be exact, now we are in Genesis. Look at the enemy. I already had it on here and everything. Let's see. Joseph's dream. Number 37, chapter 37. Genesis, the 37th chapter. When Joseph had a dream. Because we all get these vivid dreams that God gives us. And I mean, it's beyond us. So we have to have the Almighty, the one that's beyond us, to be with us and discuss these things. So let's see how Joseph took hold of the dream because sometimes this is what gets us, because we trust too many people. So we can learn a lesson from Joseph when it comes to what God has shown us because he didn't show it to everybody else. He showed it to us. So Jacob lived in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan. This is the account of Jacob's family line. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flock with his brothers, the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought their father a bad report about them. Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons because he had been born to him in his old age. He made an ornate robe for him. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. Now, is this Joseph's fault that, his father loves him more? No. Is it Joseph's fault that he's favored? No. Did Joseph ask for any of these things? No. He was just chose. He was just chose. We are just chosen by God, and that comes with favor. But everybody see the favor that comes, but they don't see all the stuff that comes with it. But we don't quit it for what comes with it. But anyways, his brothers couldn't say a kind word. Now, be watchful of these people that cannot say not one kind word to you. And you could tell when it's fake. They're like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And you could see their eyes rolling and you know, or it's dry, they're not as excited as when you have bad things to say about what's going on in your life. When you have, when you're talking about, oh, this is happening to me, they're like, oh, really? What else is happening? I'm like, what the heck? But then when you have something good and you're like, oh, yeah, God has been so awesome to me. And they're like, oh, okay, that's good. And you're like, okay. Where's the excitement today? Yesterday, when I wasn't okay, you was just so excited. But today that I'm okay, you're not as excited. Be very watchful. And then they can't really congratulate you. They cannot congratulate you at all. They love to see you fall because they think that that's the time that they'll be able to stand tall. But you always rise above it all, even when you fall, because God picks you back up. But, be watchful. Be careful who you tell your dreams, your visions, anything that God has given to you. Ask God for discernment. Ask Him to, let you know who your destiny helpers are, because people that, I mean, we have a lot of Judases that we don't realize are Judases. And then God will show us our Judas and we'll still act like it's not real and be in our fields and deal with them anyway and tell them too much. But let's see what Joseph, because you remember, this isn't what's happening on today, brothers and sisters don't hate on each other, none of this happens. Remember, that's what y'all said. But I'm gonna keep reading so you can receive when I read. So Joseph had a dream. And when he told it to his brothers, the same brothers that, couldn't find a nice word to say to him because he already had this fancy robe, all of that. When he told his brothers, they hated him all the more, even more. People are going to hate you even more because now you done told them something that's glorifying or, that's happy for you. And they don't want to see you happy. So now they hated him even the more, all the more. He said to them, listen to this dream I had. He's excited. We're always excited because God gave us this big, vivid dream and we're so excited. We're like, oh my gosh, let me tell you, we're excited. We're just jumping up. It's the best dream ever. We don't know, it's a beautiful picture behind me, but we don't know all the stuff that we're going to have to go through just to get through. Just to get through. So, as you know, I'm reading my Bible. They hated him all the more. He said to them, listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out of in the field when suddenly my sheaves rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it. So they are not going to be happy with you either getting promoted at a job or, you know, um, your business becoming successful or, anything that's above them. Long as you are below them or right with them, they're good. But the moment you think you can go above them, oh, okay, they got you. That's how they think. They think they got you, but they're really going against the Almighty. But let's continue to read. It says, his brother said to him, do you intend to reign over us? I'm like, do you think you're going to be over us? Kind of stuff. Oh, will you actually rule us? And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he had said. So they hate him even more. People are going to hate you even more. They may not show it, but You better know it. Just because you love them, because I had to learn this too. I was like, well, I love them. And I'm still gonna be there and I'm gonna be, a good godly person and just keep helping them and all that. Stop it. Stop it and drop it. Just drop it, let it go, let God. That's the best thing you can decide is let go and let God. Now, then he had another dream. And he told to his brothers, listen, he said, I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me. He said everything was bowing down. The sun, the moon, the stars, everything is bowing down to me. So he's like, look here, look. So he tells them the other dream, and the other dream is, even more. When he told his father as well as his brothers, his father rebuked him and said, what is this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you? His brothers were jealous of him, but his fathers kept the matter in mind. So his father kind of knew what was going on, so he tried to, you know, lighten the mode and act like he wasn't in agreement, even though he already knew what it was and what it was going to be. So now we have found that Joseph is sold by his brothers. Now his brothers had gone to graze their father's flock near Shechem. And Israel said to Joseph, as you know, your brothers are grazing the flocks near, trying to hurry my dear, Shechem, come, I am going to send you to them. Very well, he replied. So Joseph said very well to his father because his father is sending him to the brothers that are supposed to be, grazing the flock. And so he said to him, go and see if all is well with your brothers and with the flocks, and bring word back to me. Then he sent him off from the valley of Hebron. So all Joseph got to do is see if his brothers are doing what they're supposed to do, and then just tell his dad. That's all he's supposed to do. When Joseph arrived at Shechem, a man found him wandering around in the fields and asked him, what are you looking for? He replied, I'm looking for my brothers. Can you tell me where they are grazing their flock? They have moved on from here, the man answered. I heard them say, let's go to Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them near Dothan. But they saw him in the distance. They'll see you from a distance. They'll watch your Facebook. They'll watch your Instagram. They'll watch your YouTube. They'll watch you from a distance. They'll keep watch over you, monitoring spirits. They monitor every little thing you do. They're monitoring you because they want to trap you. Don't be confused, honey. They're not cheering for you. They're trying to trap you. So, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. So they're plotting to kill your dream. They're plotting to kill you. They're plotting to steal your joy. They're plotting to try to stop what God is about to do in your life. This is what they're plotting to do. They're plotting to kill Joseph's dream. They're plotting to kill him off so that this dream don't happen. That's all it is. That's all it is. They think that, they can stop with their plot what God is about to do, but they're going against God. God gave us the dream. We didn't even have the dream without God. So God gave us the dream. God is going to make sure that it's going to come true. No matter what you do, he said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and it won't prosper, period. Period. They can come against you all day, every day, but they shall not prosper. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but y'all can read it. Now, you know that it's in Genesis, the 37th chapter. But in that chapter, he goes into the pen, he gets sold, as you know. And, he has to go through all this extra stuff that doesn't look right. It doesn't look like the dream that God had given him. I mean, everything is going left instead of right. But he's doing right and following Christ, but everything is not looking like, you know, he thought it would or how it should have went or could have went. But at the end of the day, they all had to do what Yahweh God said. If you continue to read and go beyond, you will find that they had to bow down. They couldn't even recognize. See, they're not going to be able to recognize you. After you go through everything this transformation process that we all have to go through, this transformation, everything is transforming in front of you. It's just a transformation process that we just have to digest. But after we're just this new person that nobody even recognizes. They didn't even recognize their own brother, but he recognized them because they were still the same. That's why you shouldn't complain. And he said the same thing that Yahweh said. He said, forgive them. I forgive you. And that's what we should do. We shouldn't even hold grudges or hold bitterness because that's how they let the enemy in, with bitterness and envy in their heart. That's what got them apart from God. And if you have bitterness and envy in your heart towards somebody, you need to let that go because that's the door that you have let open, hoping that it was going to stop and plot on somebody else, but that's the same place you're going to drop. So trying to control things and destroy the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So if you're coming to steal somebody's stuff or kill their dreams or whatever, or destroy something, that's your father. You're not following my father. Where I go, you cannot go. But if you want to go where I go, you need to stop. Put pride to the side and trust God. You don't trust God if you're trying to project yourself, astral projection, into somebody else's life. God will even show us what y'all are doing when y'all are doing it. When we're connected to God. I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny to know what God shows you. He shows you the monitoring spirits. He shows you everything. And they really be thinking that you don't know nothing. They be thinking that you don't know absolutely nothing. But God, if they started trusting in God, God exposes and he shows you everything. Spiritually, literally, I see a lot and I cannot talk to many people because they're just like, oh, well, you just need this. Then they say the simple generic stuff, but it's like, that's not what God told me. And that's not what I see. And it's, I'm seeing beyond the natural, because God is supernatural. I have the Holy Spirit in me. So God allows me to see and know a lot of things that is beyond me that I cannot see on my own. But since I belong and I trust and I obey him, I see them beyond the mask. I see their tasks and I see that they're not going to last and he's about to put them on blast. They're going to be a thing of the past, just like everybody else in the Bible that followed their ancestors and that didn't trust in God and they put a job before God and they put everything else before God. They deny God. They don't even understand that you're doing God's plan, but since it isn't the traditional way and you don't obey what the traditional way say, they think you're crazy. But we are peculiar people. And I'm happy to be so different. I do not want to be in this delusional world where people can't, you know, take accountability. They can't see reality. I never want to be in that type of mindset. I'm so thankful I'm still in tune with reality. I'm so thankful I'm not delusional. Talking to delusional people is just like, what is wrong with you? But he will leave you in that reprobated mind. If you want to stay spiritually blind and stay in the bond, he believe that's what you chose. But I'm here to say on today, we must trust and obey the Almighty. We must do it His way. And when we do it and we choose to do it His way, it may not go our way or the way we think. That's why He said, lean not. If you forgot, lean not into your own understanding, but to acknowledge Him, not them, in all of your ways, not some of your ways, not part of your ways, all of them. A lot of people are like, you just don't go through nothing. I just see you. La, da, 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 da. It's not that I don't go through it. It's not that. I just know that God got my back. No matter what the attacks is whack because God has my back. And I know that for a fact, so I can relax because He said, cast all your cares and burdens unto Him. All of them. So when I've done all the works I can do, I truly have to trust in the Lord. Now, He may not come when I want Him to, but He's going to come through somehow, some way, and it's going to work out for my good. So I don't have that misunderstood. I don't know. I don't know why certain things happen. Well, tell me why this is happening. I don't know. That's between you and God. If God tell me, then I'll let you know. If He don't tell me, that's between you and God. You need to talk to God and see why. But if you're doing right and all that, just stay on the right path. Don't go back. That's what the devil wants. He wants you to go back. Don't go back to the way it used to be. You continue to do exactly what God has you, even when it don't look right. You just hang tight. Hang tight. And watch God. I'm so used to this. I mean, once you just expect it, you'll start realizing how protected you are. And it doesn't seem as hard. And then you start hearing people complain about little things, and you're just like, yeah, there's way bigger things in life that are happening, and you're complaining. That's why He said, do everything without grumbling and complaining. Because there's always somebody that's going through something worse than you. So I want you to choose on this day whom you're going to serve and pray and actually in your actual actions obey too. Don't be a slave to sin, the sin that you're in. Once you leave the sin that you're in, God will defend you. So you need to choose. Don't you want the peace that surpasses all understanding, that love you're looking for? It's all in God. I mean, you're not going to find it nowhere else. Trust me. Love, God. Peace, God. So anybody that say they have peace, I already know. If they don't have God and they don't believe in God, you don't have real peace. You faking it till you make it. That's weird. I don't want fake peace. I don't want fake happiness. I want real happiness. I had the fakest smile, but every time I talk about my father, I have like it's like I finally seen my real smile. Like, wow, I seen a lot of pictures and I'm just like, you could just tell I wasn't, really happy or excited. But now that I'm back united with my father, I'm so beyond grateful. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I don't care what I'm going through. I am so thankful because I've been through less, and I was stressed. But the peace that surpasses all understanding, honey, that's where I stay landing because, I mean, surpassing all understanding and everything that don't look right. But you just hang tight. God got you. That's all I have to say on today. We must trust and obey the Almighty. We must do it Yahweh so we don't have to hit the highway. I hope you guys have an amazing and blessed day.